So you've watched the first video and you've tried these examples on your own first. So the first thing we want to do is always draw a picture. So I'm going to draw triangle ABC. Not great, but it's going to have to do. And I want to draw the largest side always on the bottom. And I'm going to use the angle side relationships for me to know that the side opposite B is going to be the largest because that's AC. I know that AB is 13, and I know that BC is 9. So I'm trying to find AC to the nearest tenth. So AC squared, we're going to use the formula. Now the way that we want to think about this is that once we have this formula, this side and this side are my two included sides. So they're going to be everything that I do on this side of the equation. And this angle is going to be where the cosine's being evaluated. So I'm going to write that out. So 13 squared plus 9 squared. Now I'm going to subtract 2 times 13 times 9. And now the cosine of the angle that's between them, 116 degrees, to find AC. Find the side opposite the angle. So now we're going to have to type this into our calculators. The one thing that I will encourage you to do, because some people don't like to do this, calculate this all together, and remember you're multiplying all of this, so you don't subtract just this part. That's the wrong thing. You subtract all of this. So it's so important. I'm going to box this, okay? And you have to subtract all of that. So if there's calculations that are helpful to do here, I'd think about it this way. 13 squared plus 9 squared. So first thing we're going to do is calculate that. 13 squared plus 9 squared. So that's 250. And now I'm going to subtract all of this remaining part. So 13 times 9, and then the cosine of 116. Make sure you're in degree mode. So that's a negative 102.578 ... keeps on going. So when I get to this next step, I get 352.57 ... and I'm going to take the square root of both sides to find AC. When I do that, it tells me that this side of the triangle is 18.8 when I round it to the nearest tenth. Now, that's helpful. We don't have to do a lot of right triangle things anymore. So let's take a look at another example. We have another triangle, DEF. We're given all the sides. Find the largest angle of the triangle to the nearest degree. Interesting. So let's think about this. We have a triangle, DEF. Largest side is DE. I want to draw that on the bottom. That's 16. EF is 5. And FD is 12. Whenever possible, try to draw these to scale. It will help you in visualizing what the solutions to answers could be. So my goal here is I want to find that angle right there. I'm given all the sides. So just like with any formula, if you're given everything you need but one part, you're just going to have to solve for this. So let's look what this looks like for the law of cosines. We're going to have 16, we're going to change colors, sorry, not red, how about keep it simple. 16 squared equals 5 squared plus 12 squared minus 2 times 5 times 12 times the cosine of f. Oof. So one thing that's helpful is to think about this like a variable. If this was a variable, this cosine of f, if that was a variable, then I would just treat everything like I would for anything else. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move everything over to one side. Now, I'm going to do this a little bit differently than you may expect. I'm going to do this without calculating any things. I'm just going to manipulate everything. So what I mean by that is I'm going to get 16 squared minus 5 squared minus 12 squared equals negative 2 times 5 times 12 times the cosine of f. Now I need to divide both sides by this amount. -2, 5 times 12. Now, once again, I'm treating these without simplifying them so we can make this into a general rule. So what we're going to have here is 16 squared minus 5 squared minus 12 squared divided by -2 times 5 times 12. That equals the cosine of f. Well, how do we undo the cosine function and get just the angle? Well, that means we need the measure of angle f equals the inverse cosine of 16 squared minus 5 squared minus 12 squared, all divided by -2 times 5 times 12. This, when we put this into our calculators, 1, use the alpha fraction bar to put this into your calculator so you can see all of your work before you press enter. And make sure you're in degree mode, not radians. Now, with this calculation, we could turn this into a general formula, and we'd notice some patterns. So if you notice the patterns, I'm fine with that. And I'll write that up in just a second, but let's finish this problem up. The measure of angle F, when we get this, is we get 136 degrees. That's when it's rounded. It's about 0.468, so you round down. So make sure that you're doing this helpfully on your calculator and you're not increasing your amount of work. So now, what would a general form look like that we would do maybe on our calculator? So think about it this way. If I was trying to find the measure of angle C, well, we're going to take the inverse cosine of this formula. C squared was that side that was by itself. And then I moved the other two sides, a squared and b squared, over to the other side, and I subtracted them. Then we had -2 times a times b. And there's a generalized formula for the angles for the law of cosines. You could do this either way. I don't care if you think about it this way. I'm going to use a generalized formula, or if you start with the original formula and work your way here. Either way would work. So those are the first two examples. Let's look at two more problems, and mainly it's just more practice of this. So on this next page, same sort of problem. We have angle FAD, triangle FAD. It looks like DF is the largest side. So this is 15. AD is 5, so DF is 5. FA is 14. Find the measure of angle D. So this time they told us what we were looking for. It's this one right here. So mainly this is just practice. You try doing these. So I'll write this up so you can see how I would do this. So we're going to have 14 squared equals 5 squared plus 15 squared minus 2 times 5 times 15 cosine of D. Now some of you may be like, yeah, I don't need that. I just can use my pattern making skills. Angle D equals the inverse cosine of 14 squared minus 5 squared minus 15 squared, all divided by -2, 5 times 15. That's fine too. When you do this, rounded to the nearest tenth, what we're going to have here is angle D. You should get 54, so the inverse cosine of 54 divided by 150, which is approximately 68.9 degrees. That was pretty straightforward. What this becomes more involved with, and I do not expect you to necessarily know how to do this next problem that I'm going to show you, but it's helpful to just see. An example 4. Triangle TDO, T equals 21 degrees, TD equals 12, and DO equals 13. If I try drawing this and I try to think, where is the largest side? We don't know. So I'm going to draw the unknown side on the bottom, which I'm trying to find, TO. And TD is 12. And DO is 13. And I know this angle is 21 degrees. This creates a challenge for us, but there's some things that will help us, and that's the quadratic formula. So let's set this up. 13 squared equals 12 squared minus plus x squared minus 2 times 12 times x times the cosine of 21. Well, this is x squared minus 2 times 12 times the cosine of 21 x plus 12 squared minus 13 squared, and that's all going to equal 0. Why did I write it like that? That's not how we normally did this. I want you to notice these right here. A, B, and C. These are our coefficients for a quadratic formula. So, without me being there, we're going to use the quadratic formula. Wait, I'm not there. How are you going to do that? Well, we're going to use a program on our calculator that I'll talk to you about more when I return to class. So, on this sort of problem, if you have a calculator that can solve a quadratic, you'd type these things in, and then you would go from there to find the solutions. However, since I'm not there, I think that's all you need to be doing for today. So if you've already finished these problems, that's fantastic. Good job. You got what you needed to. Tomorrow in class, we'll review all of this. But if you still have time left in class, go on to the next problems. There's some example applications that I wrote up, and just try those. So answer keys posted on PowerSchool. You can use those to help you. And we'll talk about this example, how to get the side lengths. Because if you get the side length, you're going to get an answer of TO is going to be 23.5 rounded to the nearest tenth. How we get that, the calculator will do the work. We're not doing all that work. So hopefully you have a good day, and thanks for listening and watching all the way to the end.